What a great way to start. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Villain Viber podcast. I was going to say this is the last one before the season starts, but that's not true. We have next week, which is going to be the recap of the preseason speed, which I won't be here for because I'm getting fucking wasted playing a sequester. But anyway, tonight we will be going through everyone, all 54-ish people who are on the ballot for Fans versus Faves, and talking about if we want to see them play. That sounds so fucked up. Well, of course we want to see everyone play because we appreciate everyone supporting the community. But, we're just going to be talking about their game equity. And yes, so anyway, thank you for tuning in. I am Gabriel, and with me is my co-host. Your name?
Wait, is that my cutest Hulk?
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, who has to go to band practice tomorrow, so I'm pulling an all-nighter tonight.
Yikes, not a good idea. But you know what? We do it for Villain Viber. Okay, so let's get started so you can actually get some fucking sleep tonight, right?
Yeah.
All right. So let's get started with Nikos, also known in his season as Zalek. He played season 3, which was Oogie Boogie's Warehouse. Were you here for that season, Brian?
No, but it was called Oogie Boogie's Wheelhouse.
Yes, it was Nightmare Before Christmas themed. Hello. Oh, Elk has joined us. He never answers my pings, but he's here.
Wait,
Well,
just slight shade.
Why did
I was in the middle of something and I saw that you were starting recording on very short notice, so I was like, well, I can join in.
why was there 2 seasons that had Wheelhouse in it back to back?
That had what?
Because it was Jigsaw's Wheelhouse, then Oogie Boogie's Wheelhouse.
Wait, it wasn't Oogie Boogie's Warehouse, was it? Oogie Boogie's...
I believe it was called Oogie Boogie's Lair.
Oogie Boogie's Lair. Something like that.
Oh.
I don't know. I have ADHD, bitch. I don't remember that. But anyway, Elk, you're tuning in. We're starting with Nikos, also known as Zalek.
Oh,
do you know what we're doing?
Yes, I saw the description.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I forgot that.
So, yeah. So, yes, Zalek was quite an interesting character on the season, on season 3. Zalek was a character who actually would probably have been in a reasonably good spot in the game had the game continued, or at least I believe so, though I'm not entirely sure how it would have played out, obviously, given that due to constant feuding with production and the infamous bra incident during the Family Feud challenge, Zalek ended up leaving the season. I think there was a strong chance that Zalek could have ended up the 4th member of the alliance with Iris, Blue, and myself. Was at least something that I was exploring before Zalek left the game and had started broaching with the others. And I think that could have ended up being an option, though we hadn't actually talked to Zalek about that at the time. But that was we were the 4 people who had been in the hero challenge in episode 2, and the talk of turning the 4 people, 1 from each original tribe, who had played in the hero challenge into an alliance seemed like it was going to be at least a possibility. Now, obviously, seasons have lots of twists and turns along the way, both in terms of the game and in terms of the social dynamics. So who knows if it actually would have panned out or not.
I love how Elk totally did not talk about if he wants to see Zalek back on the Faves tribe. Anyway, I'll do that. I'll take the plunge. I'll say if I want to. I'm not going to be political. Zalek is someone who, first of all, Zalek in production, everyone knows we fought. We did not get along. And we've talked things through. And I want that redemption. I want Zalek to see that, you know, we've learned from our mistakes and we've listened to him, and I would really like him back for those reasons, but also just because he's a fun fucking character. Everyone described him as like this frat bro, and this man, oh my God, he's so funny. Everyone would be like, all right, good night, good night, good night. And then he'd come back 3 hours later at 3:30 in the morning and be like, yo, who's up right now? I'm wasted. Like, so
what did I miss? What
like,
did I miss in season 3?
Oh, season 3 was amazing. Season 3 is one of our best seasons. But he was so OTT and like had a temper on him. Like if things did not go his way, he'd blow up and didn't care. He just did not give a fuck. And I want to see that again. I want to see that shit so bad. So yes, please vote for Zalek. Please vote for Nikos. He goes by Nikos now. So please vote for Nikos. And that's my opinion.
You know, what I was saying was as a part of saying like why I'm excited to see what he would do with a second chance. Like I think he wasn't in a terrible spot in the game. I think the feuds with production got the better of him, and I would love to see like what happens to him in a season where it does not escalate to that point.
Right. Up next we have Tanner. Tanner just played season 6. He went out. What was his placement? 8th, right? Am I right?
I believe that's correct. 8th, yes.
I think he got 8th.
Yep, 8th.
I don't know how I feel about Tanner. Because Tanner didn't. So those who know me know that I'm big about confessionals. If you don't give me good confessionals, I do not want you back. Okay, and that's rich coming from me because I don't always give the best confessionals when I play, but like I want the confessionals, and Tanner didn't give the best confessionals. He just like gave us an Olivia Rodrigo lyric a day, and like you know, like okay, that's like all right, but like he had a really fun personality that we don't see very often, where he like was a villain without trying to be. Like his personality was just inherently villainous to this cast. Like they outcasted him, which is like really mean and not something that I'm laughing at. But like, I don't know. So like, I'd want to see him back for those reasons, but like, he didn't really give. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like the confessional was definitely, even though I love Olivia Rodrigo, I just think who's laughing, Gabriel?
I was coughing because I started vaping recently again.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I would say that like Tanner is someone who came in with a strong interview. I was excited to see how Tanner would play on the season. And like Gabriel said, Tanner just kind of ended up on the outs, and I think he lost his spirit a little bit. So he's someone that I would be interested to see what he does with a second chance, should he get it. But like, is not exactly at the top of my clamor list either. Like, if he gets it, I'm very curious to see what will happen. But if he doesn't, I'm not. I don't like. There are other people on this list who I would be voting for if production was allowed to vote ahead of Tanner.
Yeah, agreed. There was somebody just sent me something in DM. Anyways, yeah, there was definitely yeah, there was definitely 1 second, need to talk to my dad real quick.
All right. Moving on, we have Maddie. Maddie also played season 7. Maddie got 7th, I think. So be honest.
Eddie was.
I think this might be a controversial opinion. Maybe not, but especially after the interview I just had with Maddie, where I really got to see his game because we talked for like 2.5 hours. I would like to see Maddie back because Maddie gave in confessionals. You know, is it the kind of confessional style that I find like super interesting, like neurons? No, but like I mean, like you can definitely tell it's like a 30-year-old writing confessional. But I mean that with love. I mean that with love because it's like they're detailed. They're like written out. Like I always knew what he was thinking. I always knew his strategy. So it is a type of confessional style that I can appreciate. And he had that like gay sass, you know, with his like little gifts. And he was like he was another like villain. Without necessarily trying to be a villain, he got outcasted as well. And I wasn't sure about him at first. I was like, oh, Maddie's boring. And then he really brought it come merge and was like someone who I was like, damn, Maddie's a flip-flopping little bitch. And I mean that like as a compliment. I'm like, right, I want to see more. And I'd like to see him come back for another shot, I think.
Yeah.
I would love to see Maddie play again. Not necessarily because of the way that Maddie plays himself. Like, Maddie was an interesting player to watch. I enjoyed having him this season, but the best reason to have Maddie back is because of the way everyone reacts to Maddie.
Yes, exactly.
Maddie is not the one who is going to drive the strategy or the character of the season, at least from what we saw of Maddie 1.0. But Maddie is the sort of person you want on your season because Maddie makes everyone around him better. Like, Maddie is like the Courtney Merritt, if you will. Like the sort of character who, again, is not necessarily the one who is bringing it all by himself, but who like very, very much makes everyone around him better. Like, what is, the Shane Powers storyline without Courtney there? Like, it's not half as interesting as it ended up being. And in the same way, I think that Maddie really made the season better by being in it, even if some of that was indirect.
Absolutely. I would love to see Maddie back.
Is that it, Brian? You just love to see Maddie back?
Yeah, Maddie was just so entertaining. I love to see Maddie. And that 2 hour talk was just so good.
Gotcha. All right. Up next, we have Dino, who, again, I don't know. I swear, this is like a randomized list. Like, I'm not just doing season 6 people. But we have another season 6, the first boot of season 6, in fact. Dino. Who wants to take it away with Dino?
Me.
Dylan Viver has had a number of very iconic first boots over the course of the 6 seasons that we've had. Among our first boots, Dino is one of them.
Definitely iconic.
I was wrong.
This silence is so loud, y'all. This silence is so loud. I don't know what it means. That's the thing.
I think the frustrating thing when trying to evaluate what we'd get out of a Dino 2.0 is that the majority of Dino's story in season 6 was story that happened on VC, which means that those who weren't present in real time when it was happening don't really know the full details of it. Do I think that Dino was at least a little bit unlucky with how the Blacken twist played out? Yes. Do I think that Dino was probably still going to have an early exit from the game? Also, yes. Like, I think that Dino was definitely hindered by the way the Blacken twist played out in season 6. But I also think that Dino is closer to the flopped than robbed end of the spectrum, in that I think Dino is probably going to end up in trouble relatively quickly, even if it weren't for the Blacken twist, from what we saw of his game. Which, granted, is not like the be all and end all. if Dino should come back, I'm interested to see whether he can fix the mistakes or whether he's just going to blame the twist and say that like everything I was doing was working. So I think that's going to be the interesting question if he comes back. But I think there's a lot of people on this list that I'm more excited to see.
Brian, you said you had comments?
Yes. I fought for dinos. Wait, can I say that?
Make sure that you're being nice.
Yeah.
The way that you're talking makes it sound like you're about to be not nice.
Oh God, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I love Dino and confessionals and everything. I would love to see Dino coming back.
Okay.
I just
That
No.
wasn't an I'm cutting you off, okay? That was just like a, sorry, filler.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but yeah, I just love the Temple blocks. The Temple bot interactions and confessionals too.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know what Brian's talking about, Dino did a lot of like talking to himself through bots in his confessionals.
Okay, no, okay. I mean, I'm done now.
I don't know. Dino's not at the top of my list of people who I would like, who I would choose. You know, maybe it's because of, well, I can't even say that it's because of First Boot, because there are First Boots who I would choose. I just like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it is about Dino. It's they're just a character who I've seen played out before, and I like can appreciate that, but like like I said, I've just seen it before, so it's like I don't need to see it again. You know. I don't know. That's where I'm at.
I think that's very fair.
Moving on, we have Nay. Nay played season 5. I'm not gonna keep doing placements because I don't fucking remember these placements. But Nay got really far. I think I just said that I'm not gonna do placements, but I think she got 6th.
Let me see.
Yeah. Nay, I'll start, I guess. I would love to see Nay back because what we didn't get, which she promised us, and I think she could deliver if we pressed her on it, are these stoned video confessionals. Hello. I think we got one. So she promised us that she gets fucking stoned at night after she puts her kids to bed and talks game for like 25 minutes. And I like work from home at 3 a.m. and need something to listen to. So I want to listen to that. And now, did she play the best game? No. That was harsh. I'm sorry. She didn't. You know, she played a very loyal game, which this is Villain Viber. I find it very boring. But like it was also kind of fun to watch, you know, like seeing someone okay, I'm all over the place. But like I also loved how she would talk about her personal life and the game in her confessionals, which no one is obligated to do, but it was fun. It was really fun. It kind of gave a little bit of like the show aspect, because you know how on the show they'll give us like tidbits of their personal life mixed in with their strategy. Like I felt like that's what we were getting with Nay, and I would be really interested to see her play again and see how she does if she doesn't have a number 1 like Roman, like she did in her first game.
Mm-hmm.
All right, someone else can talk now.
Do you want to go?
So I think that Nay is someone who had like a lot of very good social game performance going on.
Yeah.
As Gabriel was talking about, like Nay was certainly not the most cutthroat player that we had or anything like that. But I do think that Nay was like not in a terrible spot, and Nay is the sort of player who was like in game terms very well positioned to be in the spot where like if her number one ally in the case of that season Roman goes out before her, like there is a very reasonable chance that Nay would be the torch carrier, the person who like picks up where their fallen ally left off and runs it down to the win. And it would have been a very well earned win from good social game if she had done so. Like I'm interested to see what happens when you bring someone who's as good of a social player as Nay back and show like, okay, so what happens next? Is she every bit as good with this cast as she was with the previous one? I think there's a lot of unanswered questions, in part due to how Tribe Lines Divided Season 5 was. And I'm curious to see like how far Nay can go in a world where maybe we don't have quite such a polarized Tribe Line season going on.
Yeah, Boo. I would love to see Nay back. I would love to see them. I feel like that's what I'm going to say the majority of these times. Because I just love to see everybody back.
All right. Moving on, we have Curtis. Curtis played season 4, Blood versus Water. He went out pretty early, second boot, I think.
I believe is correct, yes.
Yeah, so I Curtis is tough because Curtis is someone who was like excited to play, and I definitely take that into account. But like, Curtis got robbed, plain and simple, and I feel bad. But like, we didn't see enough of the game to warrant me wanting Curtis back, to be honest. Like, Curtis knew that he was going home, I think.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, and he didn't like fight for himself. So, well, he did, but like not in entertaining enough way for me to want him back. Which like it is saying a lot, because like an entertaining way for me is like scrambled to the point where you ruin your own game. So it's like I don't blame him. But like, you know, yeah, so I'm kind of
I'm about like the exact opposite. The little parts we saw of wholeness. I don't know. It's just, I want wholeness back. Just the potential.
So, for varying reasons, there are a lot of people who definitively will not be returning from season 4 for a variety of reasons. Curtis is not one of those people. Curtis is allowed to come back.
Stop. That's sending me.
Wait. Oh my god.
That was so shady. I can't. For context, season 4 was a toxic season. So some people are literally not allowed to come back. But anyway.
Wait.
And Curtis is not one of those people.
Curtis
so
is a
if you
sweetheart.
care strongly about season representation and you want there to be more season 4 people, I guess Curtis is an option that you have.
Yeah. One of few, that's for sure. Yeah.
Wait, I'm so confused. Like, I know.
I don't know how
I
you're
know.
confused, Bessie.
Like, I know the issues, but I don't know who it is.
We can talk about it later.
Yeah, say tell me.
I'll send you a list of who's not allowed to come back later. Speaking of season 4, the next person on the list is Court from season 4, who made it pretty far in the game, was notorious for having a feud with the villain of the season, J-Ro. Oh, those two. And for that reason, I would love to see, well, that reason amongst others, I would love to see Court back because the feud aside, Court is a skill. Well, I don't, I don't know. Yeah, she is like, because like she had a good social game because she fucking blew up like all the time because of J-Ro. Like J-Ro forced her into a position where she exploded. You know, like she didn't just do that. Like she was forced to that point. And her allies still like rode for her. So like she was obviously very skilled socially. And she's a very highly regarded member of the org community. Like she's very popular, like, and you don't get that kind of popularity for being, well, you can get that kind of popularity for being a bad player, but it's usually notoriety. I would know. But yeah, like Court is just like, and Court one fan favorite, like Court is just like amazing. She's so nice, like she's so funny. Her confessionals were good. Like I just want to see Court. Like give me Court, you know?
I just I would love to see Colt back because like that tie during that one that like the Google Slides presentation tribal.
She made
No.
a Google Slides presentation on why they should keep her whenever she was in a tie. For those who
Yes, I know
know
that.
the lore.
Yeah, there was also the infamous like 8-hour VC
9.
standoff against J-Ro.
9.
I'm sorry,
VC.
9-hour VC standoff against J-Ro, where Court and J-Ro, who were in a tied vote against each other, stayed on a VC together and let other people come into the VC and like pitch why they should be the one who stayed in the tie over and over again over the course of like 9 hours as they both just sat in the VC, like letting people come in and arguing back and forth on why they should be the one to stay. Like if we are making the like 5-minute highlight reel of Villain Viber history, like that needs to be on the DVD. Maybe
Yes.
even the DVD cover. Court and J-Ro have a 9-hour VC standoff was one of the most iconic moments that we've ever had, and quite possibly the most iconic moment we'll have in our first 10 seasons. I don't even need to see the next 4 to tell you that.
Well, don't say the most iconic moment because you weren't there whenever Sun got fucking voted off first in VC. That might top it. But yes.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's gonna make the top 5.
Yeah.
By the end of season 10, it will still be in the top 5. I don't think there's any chance it gets knocked out. It was
absolutely not.
We should actually make a DVD for that.
Okay.
Looking like we wasted a hand.
pulling up #host projects channel. No, anyway. All right. But all of that aside, like I think that Court is one of the most popular players this server has ever seen. Was a huge part of why season 4 had good moments in addition to all the negativity that happened in that season.
Yep.
And I think that it is like a really good example of what was right in season 4, that Court was. And so it will be interesting to see like what happens if she comes back and whether she can pick up where she left off, or how it will go for her this time around. But I would be very, very excited to have Court back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Although I do want to say, and this is not to put this responsibility on Court's shoulders because it's not, but a lot of the toxicity was because people rode for her so hard. Like that like is a reason. Like toxicity spewed because people loved her so much. So that's just something interesting to note. But anyway, moving on, we have Jae from season 3. Pretty early boot. I think they were the So we had a he, him J, and we had a they, them J. This is they, them J.
Sits in my cute chill because I know nothing about season 3.
So this was the J who was part of our infamous doubled names tribe back in season 3, where it was a starting tribe of 6 people. But between those 6 people, they had only 3 names because 2 people shared each of the names that existed in that tribe. Very fun casting twist to those who were on the hosting team at the time. I don't remember anything especially notable about Jay's performance. Now, that's to say that Jay wasn't notably bad, but that's also to say that, like, out of the early boots of that season, of which there were quite a few very iconic ones, I don't think Jay got the largest amount of attention after the fact.
Yeah, Brian has nothing to say about this one because Brian didn't watch. But so yeah, Jay, I think, said a total of 3 things in their confessional. So I'm gonna have to pass on this one, personally. And with that, we'll move on to Meg from season 2, who I think only I can speak on because Elk, you weren't here for season 2.
I've seen Meg play in other servers, just not in our server, but I can talk, so I can like briefly touch on Meg, but I'll let you go first since you have the more relevant information.
So Meg was a goat. I can't beat around the bush. Meg was a goat. She was just too busy, which is fine. I'm not judging her for that. I'm just saying she was a goat. And personally, I don't want to bring goats back. Personally. So that's my stance.
So what I would say is that obviously from what you're saying, Meg didn't have the best first showing here.
She got 6th,
I've
by the
seen
way. She got 6th.
Yeah.
She got
I've seen Meg be something of a personality elsewhere, and being idled out is certainly like something to come back wanting to avenge. I won't say that like I have any specific strong opinion about Meg that she needs to be voted back, but I do think that if Meg comes back, it will be interesting. I think that Meg has a lot that she wants to see if can be different this time around, and like there is a built-in storyline of, okay, I've come back, like this was a long time ago, I'm maybe a stronger player, still a big personality, and like let's see what happens. Plus, wasn't Meg a person who, to put it in the most diplomatic way I can, someone who lost some of their enthusiasm for the season due to the misbehavior of another individual on that cast, and I would really like to see what happens if she doesn't have that hanging over her.
I'm going to be honest, I have no idea what you're talking about.
The player who is an alum but is like banned from all Villain associated servers forever.
You're thinking of season 1.
Wasn't Meg one of the players who was affected by some of the Janek situations?
Oh, yeah.
So like I would like, if nothing else, like to give her the chance to like maybe be a little bit more invested in a game that doesn't have Janek in it, and like see, give her the chance to play without being in that shadow.
Fair enough. Up next we have I don't know. hang on, sorry. There's two people with the same name, and I'm trying to figure out which was which. So this is Blue from season 2. And again, I think I'm the only person who can comment on this. So Blue was robbed. I'm gonna tell you right now, Blue was robbed hardcore. So let me just give a quick rundown. The challenge was kind of a shitty challenge. I was in charge of all the challenges and they all kind of sucked. But anyway, so the challenge was kind of like a greed thing, but like it was advantages, and like the advantages got better as they increased. And the first tribe who had every person get an advantage went to tribal. Something like that. It might not have been that exactly. I don't remember. It was like a year ago. But yeah. So anyway, Blue was like, it was swap tribes. And Blue was like, don't worry, tribe. You guys all get an advantage, and I'm not gonna take any advantages at all. None. You can all get one. And so the other tribe also had the same idea. And it came down to who had more people who didn't take an advantage or something like that. And yeah, that was what it was determined by. And so Blue's tribe ended up going to tribal, and they all decided to vote Blue out. God. And it was a blindside. Oh my God. It was people. And not only that, but somebody struck out, and we didn't catch that they should have struck out before Blue got voted out. Huh. So it was, oh my God, Blue genuinely should not have went home. So for that reason, Blue wasn't like particularly exciting to watch. But oh my God, the robbery, I'm getting chills. The robbery. Blue should come back for that reason. So up next we have Malik.
Yes. Can I start off?
Go for it.
I love Malik so much. I literally like so much personality. I just I just can't describe how much I want Malik back. Wait, I'm saying your name right, correct?
It's Malik, not Malik.
Oh, Malik. Sorry, Malik. I just want, please, vote him back in new season 6. Please, I mean season 7. Passes the mic.
No, I absolutely think that Malik is one of the people that like I most want to see play again. Like I think that Malik played a really strong game, especially like positionally speaking, and like was a really great character on the season too. And obviously like it came down to a spot where there weren't a whole lot of people who could go out, and I think that it was one of those situations where when you get deep enough in the game, there's a lot of people who have earned their way to that point, and he was definitely one of the people who did, and other people recognized it and took him out before he could reach that finish line. And so the question is going to be, when he comes back, how much of a score does he have to settle? Is he going to be able to repeat the performance that put him in such a good position so late in the game again? What kind of game are we going to see from him, and what kind of a character story are we going to see too? Because I definitely think he was one of our best character stories in that season, and I have zero doubt that we'll get another great character season from him if he's back, and hopefully a great game season too.
Yeah, so I'll start with my reasons why I wouldn't, just to get those out of the way. Because I know Malik is in the chat writing and then deleting messages right now.
That would be completely shocking. Malik writing and then deleting messages.
Malik, I don't remember the confessionals being like, oh my God, like I need to read these right now instead of doing my work, like, which to be fair, most people don't have mind-blowing confessionals like that. So that's not like super bad. So yeah, that's really like my negative. Is just like the confessionals were kind of, but story-wise, Malik had a wonderful story and like arc because like everyone was against Malik. Malik should have went home like every round during the merge, and then he didn't until 6th, and that's skill, and I think that's pretty impressive. So like and Malik is such a and Fans versus Faves, I think, is a time where like we can now. Okay. Oh my God, I hate having ADHD. So normally we don't take into consideration how active people are in the server whenever we're casting. However, this would be a time where I would take that into consideration. Malik is very active in the community, which shows a dedication, and of course I'd want to see someone back who's active in the community. Like, that makes sense, right? So yeah, Malik is definitely on my list. Up next we have Pody. Pody is our winner from season 2, Jigsaw's Warehouse.
You show.
Huh?
So I will start this off because I've played with Pody in a couple of other servers outside of here, and I will say that Pody has been one of my favorite people that I've ever gotten to play with. So I would be very, very excited as someone who didn't get to see season 2 to see what Pody's able to do in this server, especially like having heard some of the criticisms about Pody's original game to see where they take it from there. And like having seen Pody be both a very good player and a very fun player to play with, I'm like actively excited to see Pody back, and not just a little.
Brian, you were speaking?
Can I like? Because I wasn't able to see Pony in season 2, but just around the server, like at survival finale. Oh my god, that was so hilarious. Just like Pony protecting literally the final 6 and the correct portal is so funny. But because I just can't, I don't like, I don't know about like the game because I wasn't around in season 2 or spectating. But yeah, I'd love to see Pony play.
So I'll say it. I will throw my hands up in the air and I will admit it. I am placing my hand on a metaphorical Bible right now and I'm saying I was a Pody hater. But I had a sit-down interview with Pody, okay? We talked for like 2 hours. Pody explained her game. She was like, listen, I know you hate me, but like, this is how I played, and this is why I'm the best winner of Villain Viver ever. And I was like, okay, I disagree with the best winner ever, but you have risen in the ranks. And just getting to know Pody, they're fucking hilarious. Oh my god, like so funny. Pody is a social player, and we all praise social players, right? Like, but social game is kind of hard to see in orgs sometimes. So it's like, I think that's why I was such a critic, is like because Pody does not give great confessionals. This is where I wish we were like a RHAP and I had sound bites, because I would include like a wah wah, because like, yeah. So like that's where I'm like, but I'd love to have a winner back. I'd love to have a winner who has something to prove to me. That would be so tantalizing. That was creepy. I'm sorry, but
Excuse me?
the way I said that was just weird. But yeah, I've went to rehab and I've turned a new leaf. I am a Pody sympathizer now, I'm proud to say. Not quite a Pody stan, but a Pody sympathizer. And that is where we are at. So.
King's Pony.
Hmm?
At Pony, Gabriel is not a Pony stan. How do you feel?
You're leaving out the Pody sympathizer part.
And
Up next, we have the infamous. Infamous has a negative connotation. We have the famous Snowy from season 2. And I would like to give some context on the way that Snowy went out. Snowy was merge boot. Snowy was showmancing every bitch, broad, and doll in the game. Okay. And that was kind of rude. I'm sorry. But Snowy was showmancing everyone. And Snowy showmanced Ha. And Snowy had an idol. Okay. Snowy had an idol. And there was this plan to take out Mark. And at merge. And Ha was like, I'll keep you safe. I love you. And Snowy was like, just in case I go out, here's my idol to Ha. Right? And Ha was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be a villain, bitch. And this is Villain Viber. And Ha and Mark, long story short, came up with this very, very creative plan using an advantage. And that ended with Snowy getting idled out with a soul vote, which was Ha's vote. So that is Snowy's story in Villain Viber.
okay, can I talk now, please?
Yes.
Okay, so I have played with Snowy in 2 alls, and at the same time, and we showmatched in both of those, even though it was just completely, it was hilarious, because I had no idea what I was doing. I want to see Snowy play so badly. We did. Yes. Yeah, yes. Oh my god. Yeah, I really want to see Snowy play. Because I feel like Snowy has showmatch with everyone. Like if you play an all with Snowy and don't snowmance with Snowy, then you just didn't play an all with Snowy, to be honest.
True. So
That is a phrase.
snowmanced with Snowy. I like that.
Oh my god, I didn't even mean it like that.
Oh, that's what I heard.
Oh, well, that's probably what I said, but I didn't mean it. Shit. Oh.
Yeah, I think that Snowy deserves vengeance, and now I know damn well Snowy's gonna play fucking 12 orgs at once. I've accepted that. And Snowy's not gonna give the best confessionals in the world, but Snowy plays well, so I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I'm ready to have Snowy back. It's been a year, so let's see it. As long as he's not trying to showmance any adults, because I'm sick of that. That needs to stop.
I was spectating another org, and there was a cast reveal, and a little while ago, and Snowy was revealed in that cast, And just from what I have heard about Snowy in this server and elsewhere, like the second Snowy's name came up on the cast reveal, it was like my excitement for that season increased like even more than I was already hyped to be watching that season. Like there is a certain energy behind having Snowy in the cast or any player of like that level of reputation that it it really brings something when you see someone who is like a genuine star on the Snowy level here and elsewhere. And yeah, not every season is going to be like striking the heart of the gold vein, but at the very least, like you're still going to get a Snowy season. And even a mediocre Snowy season is better than a good season with a lot of other people.
So true, besties. So true. Snowy is literally like an org legend. Like he just is. Like no, like he's like Court, but like even bigger than Court.
Like, Snowy will play 50 ults at once and win host favorite in every single one.
And then win fan favorite in 75% of them, and then make FTC in 50% of them, and yeah.
And win 25% of them.
He's a big deal. Yeah. Up next, I swear to God, I'm not doing this on purpose. But up next, we have Outlaw from season 2. So Outlaw is someone who, like Nikos, fought with production a little bit, not during the season, but post-season. And I would like to get some redemption. And not only that, the Outlaw is one of the most entertaining people I have ever seen in an org. Ever. Oh my God. He is so much fun to watch play. Like, because he just does whatever the fuck he wants. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. He just does whatever he wants. He believes 100% in what he's saying. And that is just like so much fun. And he like is so passionate. It's incredible. It was in his, oh my God. Slow down. In his season, it was a train wreck. I'm not gonna lie. He got the train wreck of the season award. But it was so good. You know, like it was incredible. Like I just can't even, I have no words. Outlaw's amazing. Outlaw's a legend.
I pretty much only know Outlaw through what Gabriel has said about him, so I will spare y'all the time of me repeating what Gabriel has said with the added addition of I want to see for myself what I haven't seen yet. The end.
Up next, we have Dan. Dan is from season 2. I swear to God, I'm not doing all season 2 people on purpose. Dan was great. Dan is more of an under the radar social player. Dan had wonderful social dynamics. Dan is someone who you would cast to watch play the game. Okay, you're not casting Dan as character. Like this was literally a year ago, so I do not remember what his confessionals were like. I think they were like, but like he played the game. Like he got taken out because of other people, because he was associated with other people, not because of who he was. So he really was primed to win if he wasn't associated with those bigger threats. And yeah, he's just someone who like you want to see play the game, and he does play well. So I'd like to see him back. Up next, we have Lucy/Lucian from season 6. So Lucy, unfortunately, was just too busy, self-admittedly, to play the season. And I think now they're in high school, school starting up again. I don't think that this is the time to play. I think Lucy's sweet and has potential, but I don't think that this is the season for Lucy.
Yeah, I really didn't see enough about Lucy. Like, this was our most recent season. I was actively involved in hosting the season, and I had to double check that Lucy was in fact on the season.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, well, that is that. Up next,
I'm sorry.
we have someone who is going to surely bring out comments, many a comments from a certain animal in this call. We have Iris, also known as Alex M. So
I mean, I feel like everyone is just going to understand that, like, everything I say here is filtered through my extremely biased lens, because let's face it, like,
she is the Tony to your woo. Yes.
basically. Yeah, it was a fantastic experience getting to play with her, and I've seen her go on and play other seasons elsewhere, and every single time I watch her play, it is incredible. And obviously, like, I want to see what happens if she plays here again, because it would be just really interesting to see that sort of social player and that 5,000 confessionals, like, that extremely excitable style, and see what happens when that style gets linked in with the rest of the cast that's being assembled here. And I'm going to leave it at that before y'all just talk about, like, how biased I am in favor of the best ally I've ever had.
I mean, like, there's not much else to say. Like, Iris is another winner. Iris won season 3. Iris is, I don't know where I have her on winner rankings, but it's like near the top for sure. I think probably second. And like the confessionals are top notch. Like, probably the best confessionals I've ever. Well, Jet gives her a run for money, but they're two different styles, so they're hard to judge. Anyway, she does video confessionals. She does confessionals throughout the day that are like big blocks of text. She does like a recap.
Right, video confessionals with props and, like, transition cards, and
yes, like fully edited video confessionals, and like recaps at the end of the day at like 6 a.m. Like, she also gives a little bit of that personal touch, talks a little bit, not a ton, but a little bit about her personal life, which is something that you guys know that I like. And yeah, and like her gameplay is just like incredible. How do you even explain? Like, she was a villain without. Okay, we literally talked about people like this earlier. She was a villain without trying to be. Like, she was a villain because she was too fucking nice. How the fuck is that even possible? Like, hello? It would just be so interesting, especially if we happen to get a cast with a ton of like cutthroat villains, like a J-Ro or someone, and then you get like an Iris who got villain of the season, but like for being too nice. It would just be really interesting to like see her, and she's one of the best players I've ever seen, hands down. But With that being said, she is a player whose threat level was always very high. Well, I don't know. God, I don't know, because her threat level was high, but then everyone was like, there's no way she's winning because the jury hates her. But then all it took was for her to be like, okay, yeah, I take ownership of my game. And then she won. So, like, I don't know, but it's something that I definitely want to see again, for sure.
And also, as alluded to a couple of times in there, she will sort of change the time zone of the entire season. There is definitely a habit of waking up like an hour before tribal after staying up till about 10 in the morning. There was a different org in which she was mistaken for an Australian because of her sleep schedule, despite living in EST.
And
so yeah, she will change the time zone of your org.
While doing that, she'll literally wake up an hour before tribal and then fuck everything up. Like change the vote. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy shit. It's crazy. Oh my god.
Why was the one season I missed having so many good players?
Oh yeah, you missed season 3. Season 3 is like the best season, Brian.
And that was the one season I didn't help host, because I was on season 2 please season. Thankfully, season 6 was good. I broke the call.
You fucked up.
No,
Up next we have Kat. Kat played season 6.
Okay.
Kat went out early merge.
Kat, oh wait, never mind. Can I say something?
Sure. That's why you're here.
I loved Kat's confessional game. It was the, like, I don't know how to say it, but like the how do I describe it? It was so in depth.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with all like the title cards with Kat's confessional. Everything was I love it.
Yeah, I think Kat is one of the people from season 6 who is like coming back with something to prove in a like positive, non-toxic way. In a like, I ended up on the wrong side of the numbers in a season where there was not a whole lot of motion. I kept trying. I went down putting up a heck of a fight, but like my fate was basically sealed from day one, and I still held out as long as I could and was still a really good character, and I want to show what will happen if I don't end up in that kind of bad spot early on. And I think that that's a very real possibility for Kat, is like we get an incredible season full of Kat like not getting screwed from day one. And I'm very excited to see what Kat's game looks like without getting screwed on day one.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to take the opposite approach here. Well, I agree. I do think the Kat definitely got screwed. And I do think that the timing of the org was just bad in general for Kat. I don't know. I just didn't see anything in Kat's game. And again, this might be because Kat got screwed. I just didn't see anything that made me be like, damn, I got to see that, but like played out. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, Kat has a fun personality. Absolutely. Especially in VC. Because Kat was part of the VC crew. I just like, it's similar to Dino where I'm like, I've seen it. I've seen it before. I don't like need to see it again. Up next we have Marcus from season 3, player of the season. I think Marcus is still the top. No, Jade might have beat Marcus for player, like number one player of the season. But if so, Marcus is number 2. If not, then Marcus is number 1. But Marcus from season 3. Marcus is obviously someone who I would love to see again. Marcus, now I don't usually appreciate an under the radar game, and Marcus played an under the radar game up until the end. At the end, he kind of spiraled a little. He played a near flawless game. Note when I say near. He was just so much fun to watch because like no one knew what he was doing, and it's so fun because like he started on the bottom because Emmy was first boot, and Emmy was like no one was on Emmy's side except for Marcus, and Marcus voted with Emmy, so he was on the bottom, and he managed to get all the way to like what, 4th place? Like
4th, yes.
Yeah. Like he got in with the tightest alliance. Like he just like, oh my God, he's such a good player. And having played with him before, like I know how good he is socially. Like I love his personality in general. Like he's so kind. Like I just love Marcus. You know, give me more of Marcus. Someone else.
Ryan?
I don't know season.
Yeah, Brian didn't watch season 3.
That's true. Okay. So with Marcus, like I've talked a couple times both here and on some of our previous shows about a player who's well positioned to play that torch carrying game where you are very publicly aligned with someone. You're probably going to lose that person if you go to the end together, but like if they get voted out, then you are in very strong position to carry what could have been their winning game the rest of the way to the end. Marcus not only had that with the ability to carry Dan's torch to the end and quite possibly win, Marcus was fully prepared to make that move on Dan, was talking about making that move, was setting that up, and was even positioning himself to be able to have a real fighting chance against Dan in an FTC if it came to it. I think Dan probably is the favorite there, but Marcus was not dead in the water. I think that Marcus was one of the best players in that season, did get player of the season. I think there were a couple of people who were very close there as well. But I think that Marcus was, at the very least, one of the 3 strongest players on that season, along with Iris and Blue. And I think that Marcus is also like a really, really great personality, a really fun person to talk to, which means a lot in any social game, and definitely someone that I'd love to see play again.
Yes.
Hi guys.
Hi, welcome Divine.
Thank
So up next we have Jason. Oh boy. Jason, season 3. I don't know why it keeps lining up like this, where it's like doing batches of like people from the same seasons, but anyway.
I can't.
Jason. Here is, okay, so I know earlier I said I would never let a goat return. Here is an exception. Jason was a goat of all goats. Jason is might as well take out his voice box and insert one that goes, you know, because this bitch is a goat. We're friends.
I know, but I just almost spit out my drink.
I know he's laughing. I know he's laughing. So
what makes you feel like Jason changes your opinions on goats returning? Okay, I just need to understand.
So Jason was the most entertaining motherfucker I have ever. Okay, maybe not ever, but Jason is so entertaining. Okay, like if you have children listening, plug their ears.
Oh God.
We all know what's coming. We all know what's coming. This is the person who was like
very deliberate word choice there.
Huh?
I was gonna say Brian's right here. Watch yourself.
Well, Jason's the one who said it. So Jason in blue had a showmance, and Jason went in their confessionals and was like, "I'm gonna suck his dick." So and kept like saying things like that all season, like shamelessly. So not only that, but Jason, I forget.
I'm sorry. This is the funniest shit I've ever walked in on. What the hell?
I forget who said it. I think it was a cast member. Someone said Jason talks more to their if it was a cast member, they said, I think, obviously. They were like, Jason talks more to their confessional than they do to the cast members. And it was so true.
I think that was said in one of the post-season interviews after people had the chance to read back. I don't remember who said it, but I think that's where that came from.
Oh my God. It was like so true. Like Jason literally just like spent the whole day like la 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 la, like talking in confessionals about nothing. And then Jason also like made the F5 tribal happen, which was an iconic tribal that like made Iris implode on herself.
What was that?
It's a lot to explain, but like it was a tie vote basically, and Iris like just talked herself into a fucking mess basically that made
so this was the tribal where Jason played an extra vote at Final Five to force Jason along with Dan and his extra vote forced a 3-3 tie between Dan and me.
Yeah.
And it turned into a very loud argument in the, tied tribal that after a certain point, it was very clear that Dan was just like digging his own grave further. And I was just like, this tie is going to work out fine. I am just going to sit back and watch all of this happen and like maybe, turn the microwave on and zap some kernels. But it was definitely one of the wildest tribals that I've ever been a part of in any of the seasons I've played, not just here. That was a completely wild tribal.
It fucked up a few games. It got Marcus to fuck up his game. So yeah, Marcus, who had played a flawless game up to that point, fucked up his game at that tribal because he just couldn't fucking stand the tension. So yeah, I would bring Jason back. I don't even care if he goats. I don't even care. It's so funny.
Wait, was this the tribal that got held hostage?
Yes.
No, that was the first tribal of the season, the hostage tribal.
Yeah, Emmy held that tribal hostage.
Multiple hostage tribals in that season. Now that we think about it,
don't you love
no. Jason held it hostage too.
Fucking iconic.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we I guess technically we had more than one hostage tribal that season.
Yeah.
Hostage tribals are fucking iconic though. Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Like you're the one who has the power to decide if that fucking tribal moves on or not.
Right.
Fuck everyone else.
I do want to make sure that we don't get too off topic because this is a really long podcast.
Yeah, no, that was just a quick
right.
But yeah, Jason, like as a character, very high on the character rankings, and I would expect that to happen again. And like, if you're going to have someone to complete the Tony and the Woo of that season, you need a Chaos cast. Someone who probably wasn't winning, but who was an incredible character. Like, I routinely see Chaos cast ranked in like the top 15 characters of all time by a lot of Survivor fans, and I see like even despite whatever may or may not have gone Jason's way in a game sense, I think that like Jason was an incredible character, and like Villain Viver should be honored to have Jason back.
You know, I honestly can agree with that, and also too as well. I'm gonna have to disagree only a little bit, like play a little devil's advocate here, because like yes, character, woohoo, funny, haha, great, amazing, love that. And it's not on Jason personally, because I love Jason as well. However, in a fans versus favorite season, honestly, there of course you do expect to see some characters, but we have a bunch of characters who have played. Brian, are you okay?
Yeah, I was sneezing.
All right. Jesus. But we have a bunch of characters who have played Villain Viper before. And we've had characters who have also been like really good at the game at the same time and not been goats who were goats so bad that they need their voice box switched out with the sound of a goat bleeding. So my whole thing is fans versus favorites. Yes, you should have characters, but also if there's going to be favorites being brought back, obviously us hosts don't have any say in the favorites that get brought back. But if there's going to be favorites getting brought back, I'm wanting the VL to bring back people who were entertaining and who also could eat the game the fuck up. Like, even if you know that, like, hey, at that point in time when the game was happening, they had a lot of shit going on IRL and they couldn't do what they could actually do in a game. I want that motherfucker back in the game. Like those types of things. That's the type of shit that I personally want to see. Not just okay, this person was a character. Like I want to see almost in a second chance sense, but not exactly, because I'm not trying to have like people like and I hate to say this because he could actually do really well if he wanted to, but like I wouldn't want to see BT back right now because I know BT still has IRL shit going on that's not going to be fun. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be like second chance, not here. You know, I feel like that's where that differentiates. But what else are y'all like looking for personally when y'all do this?
We're just going through. Wait, what?
Just giving our reactions to like each person on the ballot, so that's fine.
No, I know that, but I'm saying like with that being a thing, like what would you guys be looking for? Like I know what we're doing or whatever, but with that being in mind, with that being said, what would you guys is like ideal like people on the cast be? Like what type of characters, what type of people?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not thinking about it that hard.
That's fair. I mean, because yeah, we don't really have a say, so like
yeah, that's why I'm just going through and talking about if I like them or not.
I just know that I just know what, like, if I, you know, the type of people that I'm like, hey, Specs.
Yeah.
You know? But no, I get you.
Oh my! I'm so glad we don't have to walk this one like cast full that slot.
All right. I do
because...
think that we're getting a little off topic, you guys. Sorry. Oh God, I feel like such a bitch. I'm sorry. This is going really long. I did not mean to cut you off, Brian. Was it about Jason?
No, it wasn't. I'm joking.
Okay.
It wasn't.
Then I'm gonna move on to Jabbar.
Not laugh.
Wait, what?
Not the laugh. Like it sounded like no on video. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. I'm gonna move on to Jabari from season 1. Jabari would have been villain had she not left the server. She was fun in a season 1 sense, and that's saying, yeah, season 1 was like not it. It'd be, I don't know. It's hard to like say what I think because like I don't know that she could stack up against the players who have played since season 1 because like she had it so easy. But with that being said, of course she's played other orgs, So Jabari was one of the more fun players of season 1. So I'll say that. So like I'd be willing to give her another chance.
Season 1 was so fucking long ago.
Literally, like, I was, like, 13, and now I'm, like, oh yeah, I guess I'm 14.
What?
Just ignore me, I'm sleep. I pulled an all-nighter last night, and probably gonna do it again this night.
You should go to sleep.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
Oh, bestie. Okay, we'll talk about that later. Anyway, yeah, season 1 was so long ago. That's low-key kind of hard for me to remember, but I do know that Jabari was a decent player. I just don't have any other reference besides season 1. And I feel like it's really hard for me to think about season 1 people and be like I like them or not, or would want to see them on the season or not, because of all of the craziness that did happen in season 1. And because it was also so long ago that there are some parts that I'm less like don't fully remember, but mostly because of just like all of the things that happened on season 1 and the way that season 1 went. Like, I feel like I don't really have anything to compare season 1 people to, because I feel like every season after that was, it just wasn't season 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Right.
I guess the ultimate question is, like, if having representation from season 1 that hasn't since come back for any other seasons is something that's important to you, then, like, Jabari is a reasonable person to vote for. And other than that, like, it's hard to say much because, like certain ill-fated orgs, whether Survivor or otherwise, season 1 was the season where by not striking out or getting disqualified, you could finish in the top half of the cast.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the only problem. But I would say I would agree with Gabriel like on Jabari though. Like, outside of that, I definitely would agree with Gabriel on Jabari. It's just that it's hard to confidently be like, hell yeah, Jabari, yeah, woo woo woo, because it's just like the season, the season seasoned how it's seasoned. So
All right. So next up
is Neuron, and y'all know I can talk about Neuron, so I'll let someone else go first.
Let me.
Go for it.
Okay, I love Noan. I adore Noan. And just, I will scream. I will bite. I will yell for Noan.
Oh, is it safe to say that you're part of Neuron Nation?
Yes, if there was no fans, in front of Noan,
Brian said, if Naran has 1,000 fans, I am one of them. If Naran has 100 fans, I am one of them. If Naran has 10 fans, I am one of them. If Naran has 1 fan, I am that fan. And if Naran has no fans, I am dead. And I completely fucking agree. I completely fucking agree. You're absolutely right. And I don't think anybody here will disagree. And if you do, then you can leave.
Yeah.
For Naran, I did not think it was possible to enjoy giving someone an OTT NN edit. Like, I've only ever seen OTT NN, double N, given for someone who got themselves disqualified from the game that round, pretty much. And yet, Naran gave us the happiest possible OTTNN5 that could ever be given out. In the process, giving us one of the most iconic episodes that has ever been given. We talked earlier about the moments that would make our Villain Viber DVD highlight reel. Moments like the cat are absolutely on that highlight reel, right up next to the Cord and J-Ro 9-hour VC standoff.
Wink,
Like,
wink.
if you are putting this DVD cover together, you have a cat and Naran in an ambulance, and you have Court and J-Ro staring at each other over a pair of microphones. That's your DVD cover.
See, and that's another reason I like Naran, because I have never, because I've gotten, I'll be honest, I'll be real right now, I've gotten an OTT NN5 3 times before, and I surprisingly was like on the same type of shit that Naran was on, and I have to give other people props for doing shit like that, because like that's just iconic. And you can't find any other word for it. Like, to get like an OTT NN5, right? And still have everybody fucking love you? Nah, man, that's different. That's different.
Naran's cat was at home watching Jerry Springer.
So Naran came to Villain Viber for redemption from Twitter orgs, where he had a not so wonderful reputation. And I'm not saying that so we judge him, you know, like people have done things and people change. And I just, you know, I don't know if lying and saying that your cat got ran over is doing that. but I respect him all the same. And I just want to say, I am part of the Naran fan. I know I am the leader of the Naran fan club. Like, Brian and I will throw hands in the parking lot this Friday. Naran, I am Naran Nation. Like, Naran had a fucking outro video. Hello? Like, hello, literally every day. And Naran pulled a Sarah Beth and would like talk shit to the fucking spectators if they weren't like reacting enough to him. Like, icon behavior. Hello, like he was a prima donna. I love it. Some of the best confessionals I've ever seen. Arguably, okay, so if I'm giving a top 3, it's this is in no particular order, but I'm saying Jet, Iris, and Naran. Like those are top-notch confessionals. Like, oh, I just like cannot give enough praise to Naran. And I feel like everyone's like rolling their eyes and like, can we move on? But like, Naran, if I could have Naran on every season, I would. I would never get tired of Naran. I would never. Anyway, that being said, we have Blue from season 3.
Blue is the most underrated player from season 3.
That is an interesting take.
Blue literally won fan favorite.
Please tell me more.
Like,
please tell me more.
In a like game sense, not just in a like character sense. Like, Blue was, I don't even know like where to start with Blue. Like, Blue had the entire season wrapped around 3 fingers at the same time. Like, it was unreal what Blue was pulling off in that game. And yes, eventually it unraveled, but like, I am still just amazed at how well Blue was playing in the first part of that game. And because it unraveled, like, Blue does not get nearly the credit he deserves for just how like spectacularly like handling, especially the whole Omega situation and everything, just like had everyone believing that Blue was like their number one or number two. And again, eventually it unraveled, but like you could put together the Andy reel from Big Brother. Like, Blue is the person in this game I trust with my life. Like, basically the entire cast at a certain point in the game. And like, you don't see that very often. Like, that was just really something.
I do have to agree that like Blue went from gonna be like the first person voted out to like running the game. What the fuck? That is like, I still don't know how it happened. I still rack my brain to this day being like, what? What was the course of events that led to that? I don't even know if Blue knows. Like, it's incredible. And I just like, it's great. It's amazing. Like, Blue is so amazing, like in a character sense, in a game sense, like in all of these senses that like, I don't even have words. Like, it's just a yes. It's a come back, please. Brian didn't see season 3. So, so Divine? Divine seems to not be here right now, so we'll move on.
No, I'm here.
I said Divine.
Oh.
Up next is Jet Skylark from season 4.
Please. Can I do it first? Can I talk about Jet first? Wait, give me wait. Wait, we need to wait. Divine needs to say something. Okay, Divine's mic is messing up. I don't want it close.
No. Go ahead. Say what you were going to say. We're not going to wait. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Divine. I tried. Anyways, about Jet. I was so honored to be the villain of that amazing story. I was so iconic with turning everybody into gold. And just my villain era. I would love to see Jet back. Wait, let me make sure Jet's healing this.
Hello, can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so sorry about that. Didn't mean to interrupt. If I did, you guys can continue.
Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, you can. You can go to mine.
We're on Jet now, right?
Yeah, you can go full Blue though. I mean, if
All
that's
right. No, it's fine. We've already moved past Blue. It's fine.
okay.
I would like to see Blue. That'll be my short thing. But Jet, y'all.
Gets back into character. Oh, I did not mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. But y'all, I want to see Jet thrive so fucking bad. Like,
yes.
I'm angry about it. Like, I'm mad about it. I've hosted Jet here, and I hosted Jet in Mystical Matchups, and Jet do not be flopping, but motherfuckers be on that with Jet, and it makes me mad because I want to see Jet thrive so badly. Like, I want to see it. And I think one of the main things is definitely probably the confessionals, because I want to see what those confessionals look like when Jet is running the game. Like, what does it look like if Jet is running the game? What do those confessionals sound like? What does it look like if Jet is like at final 7, final 5, final 3, I don't know. But I want to see Jet thrive. I want to see Jet fuck some bitches up. I'm sorry that I'm not sorry. I am a Jet stan. Yeah. And you know what? I don't really stan a lot of our former castaways. I'm a fan of them. I don't stand a lot of them. Jet, yeah, I ride for Jet. I would ride for Jet because Jet has such a good energy. Like, it's not even just the confessionals. It's Jet as like a person. Jet has such a good energy and such a great vibe about him that it's just like I don't know what's wrong with the people that Jet plays with, but I would want to keep Jet around personally. And I feel like Jet brings such a different type of aspect, type of look onto the game. Um, as far as the confessions go, and as far as like the way that Jet thinks about gameplay, I want to see more of it. I think that people need to stop tripping on Jet and give Jet his flowers. And that's just how I feel. I'm done.
Can I see something? No. Um, if I ever get into an org with Jet, I will kill Jet to the end and not feel bad about it at all. Because I will die for Jet.
I will die for Jet. Brian, 2022.
I will shove in front of her. I will like I'll pull a JD and die for Jet.
Um,
But yes, I will blow up my game for Jet.
No, I get it though. I get the dying for Jet. Not me, but like I get that you would though.
Like
I get
if we're playing for $1 million and I have a great chance of at winning. But I will still blow up my game for Jet so Jet can win. No joke. I am a Jet stan. Through and through.
Yeah, like obviously the things my co-hosts here have said like speak all of the volumes, but just like one of the things we love here at Villain is great confessionalists, and in that aspect, in what Jet does with his confessional, he is not merely great. He is transcendent.
okay, so
What Jet does in making his confessional a work of art is beyond comparison, to the point where in any competition, any discussion of confessionals, talking about anyone else, you almost just have to say, oh, we're not mentioning Jet here. Because, like, you cannot compare Jet's confessionals to anyone else's.
Facts.
Jet's confessionals stand alone. And there is a reason Jet's confessionals stand alone. And that reason is the reason that I desperately hope we get to see Jet play again.
Absolutely.
Like, can I interject once more?
Yes. Talk your shit.
Like, I will. What the heck was that? I will, like, if I. If I could, like, if I could wig a season and I had to choose one person, it would be Jet. Not saying that we wiggle seasons here, but Jet stands in the house. 20 people went 20 walking in the house tonight.
Not that. I have to be real with you though. Like, I don't have a say in this, but like, you know what? Specs. Anybody in the viewing lounge, like, if you don't vote Jet in, I'm not saying I would be mad. But I'm not saying I would be not mad though. That's all.
Oh, I will absolutely be mad. Well, no, I'd be disappointed.
I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. Brian,
No,
like
I
that's
would be very disappointed in y'all. I'm not gonna hold.
Yeah, we would still, like, we would give all of you, like, we would post an announcement, everybody give, like, all of the host team giving you the disappointed look. Like,
Yeah. Like every day I'm gonna come into spec chat and be like, y'all really didn't put Jetta in? Okay.
yeah.
Like, okay, that's on you. That's on like it's personal. It's your personal opinion. You can do whatever you want, but all I'm saying is that like you won't be one of the cool kids. So
Yeah. If you
as long
don't
as you're okay with not being one of the cool kids, it's cool.
vote,
That's fine.
if you don't vote for chat, you don't get call me roll.
Um,
Yep. Gabriel, we want to move
no,
on.
no,
I
no.
heard
I
that.
haven't said what my opinion yet.
Oh yeah.
um,
We've been fangirling too hard.
yeah,
Sorry.
I won't spend too long on it, but I do want to give Jet my praises as well. I think that you guys have covered it. I don't know that I would sacrifice my life for Jet. But I do appreciate him as a person. As a game player, I think that his time in the game got cut short, and he definitely showed a lot of potential. I like the strategic side that he shows. I obviously love the confessionals, but that's been talked to death. Um, I love this hero vibe that he has about him, and you will not hear me saying that shit a lot. So I want to see him. I want to see him in a cast full of villains and see him do his shit. You know? Yeah. So, cute.
Yeah.
If, like, I don't, I just, I get out of breath when I talk about Jet. Because I get, like, I can talk for hours.
Absolutely that.
Okay. So next is Danush from season 3. So Danbot. Oh, Danbot. Where do we begin? I would love to see Danbot back. And yes, I'm gonna call him Danbot from here on out because that shit is funny as fuck.
Oh my
Wait, we're talking about that means GameBot, Dan,
Yes.
right? Okay. I have opinions on your opinion. Okay, go ahead.
The one who used the rewind advantage.
Yeah. I got you. I'm with you.
He got idled out with his own idol.
god.
By his arch nemesis, who ended up being an iconic player in this season. She was everything that he wanted to be. Oh, it's so sweet. He's so funny. He's so funny. He's just so funny, and with his little edits, his little. I love calling him a twink, and he's like, you saw me, I'm not a twink. It's like it's so fun. Like he's so fun. I just adore Dan. So.
Okay. I don't not like Dan. I don't like Dan for this season though. This does not feel like a season for Dan. Yes, funny and haha, but no. Like for this season, it just gives no. I feel like Dan would be great to see in a second chance season. But as for fans versus favorites, I'm not feeling it. I'm sorry, I'm just not feeling it. It's not a vibe. I don't want the game bots here.
Yeah.
I think that this season, fans versus favorites is more so of a very lighthearted season, and I say lighthearted very loosely because I mean like it's villain favorite, like come on. But I see fans versus favorite as a more lighthearted season than anything. And I am not like game bots are not the vibe. I'm sorry. It's not a vibe. I don't like it. You could go ahead, Elk. I just don't like it.
While I do think that the reputation of his botness is greatly exaggerated, I also think that with as strong of a pool of season 3 candidates as we have, that Dan probably floats towards the bottom of that pool. Just because there are a lot of strong options from season 3. And I think that, like, yes, there was an interesting story of Dan in season 3, but at the same time, I feel like there are much bigger characters that I am more excited to see back than Dan from even just comparing to the rest of season 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. I disagree, but whatever.
I mean, you disagree because you're wrong, but it's okay though.
Brian didn't watch season 3, so Brian doesn't have an opinion on our beloved Dan bot. So we'll just move on, I guess.
I want Stan playing natural survival. But yeah, I
He
can't.
also got first vote in
I
Dollar
don't remember
Viver.
that
Shout
much,
out.
but I liked watching Anne play from the short stuff I remember from natural.
Right. So
Yeah, that's
there's someone who might be on my side. Up next we have Sun from season 1 and season 4.
Son,
Yeah,
okay.
you can go ahead.
I'm gonna. Yeah. Okay. I might speak for everyone, Son, but let me tell you something about Son, and let me tell you something about me. Okay, Son, that's my motherfucking homie. Alright. I'm gonna go to war for Son. I would go to war for Son because you know what? Son gonna go to war for me. Son is an amazing fucking player. Son will fuck people up. Son is a motherfucking challenge beast. Son is a motherfucking social motherfucker, and he got the strats. He got the fucking strats. I don't care. He got the strats. All right, he got them. And not only is Son a bomb ass player, that motherfucker is a fucking funny ass person, bro. I
uh-huh.
fucking adore Sun. I absolutely adore Sun. And if there's any season that Sun is playing, I am watching, okay? I love Sun. Even that one time when Sun fucking flipped on me in a blood versus water season where I was his partner that we came into the game together and that bitch flipped on me, I still love Sun because Sun is it's like chef's kiss on the shit that he does. Now, granted, I'm gonna be honest now because that's my friend, and I don't let my friends, think that they're flawless. I'm gonna call him out on their shit. Sometimes Sun can be really, really fucking stupid, and Sun don't listen. But it's even funnier because he'll think that he has it in the bag and can just be so delusional. I think the Sun is such a well-rounded player. I'm sorry, like anybody. I'm sorry. I think I said I stand Jet. I'm sorry. It's really Sun. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. I'm not sorry at all because Sun just gives. Like Sun just has the energy about him. And he's also like not even just like an amazing player, but an amazing person. Sun is, he can be like real compassionate. He's funny as hell. He's a character. He's gonna put on a show. Okay? That man is entertaining. All right. And you can't never tell me that he's not because he is, but he's such a well-rounded character that I feel like a lot of time, even when he plays, like people don't expect him to do the shit that he does. but he'll like flip the script real smooth, like, and then be like, yeah, look at what the fuck I just did. Like, he's real smooth with his stuff. Now, sometimes he could get played. I'm not saying, he be on it forever, but even that shit is funny because of the way that he takes it and for the type of person that he is. Son will work. I'm Brian said he would die for Jet. I'm dying for Son. And I said what I said, honestly. And if you don't agree, then you could leave. And that's how I feel about Son.
It's really hard to follow that up. But I'll try.
I'm sorry. I should have let one of y'all go first. I knew I was about to go off.
Yeah.
So I feel like the case for Sun has largely already been made, so I will just say that I find Sun both like a good player and an interesting character. And I think that just adding my voice to say that I would also be happy to see Sun play again is sufficient given the vehemence of support already expressed.
I do want to play devil's advocate and say that Sun was not as entertaining in season 4 as he was in season 1. And that's interesting because he was first boot in season 1.
Sun had like the most iconic elimination in season 4, though.
No, his elimination in season 1 was much more iconic because okay, so we're talking about the DVD, right? Of iconic moments. So
y'all in this DVD is gonna
Sun
kill
is
me.
sitting in VC, right? And this is after all the fucking chaos that he caused. And this is after he asked, "Hey, does anyone want to be my friend?" And Uni said, "I'll be your friend." And he said, "Not you." And he's sitting in VC, right? Everyone's in VC with him. The votes are being read. Suddenly, there's one for Sun. It's like, what? And there's another one for Sun, and another one, and another one, and he's just silent. And Jabari, remember her? She goes, maybe the rest are for Charlotte. He, in his mind, like, shut the fuck up. And he just logs off before the votes are even concluded. He just clicks that exit button.
Okay, but like, I don't care about what you have to say about Sun. I don't care. Yes, he was iconic in season 1 as first fucking boot, and he was still iconic in season 4 too. I don't care what you say about Sun. There's nothing that's going to make me change my mind, and you know that that's true because if you know me, then you know how I am. And Sun literally betrayed me in a blood versus water season. If that didn't make me change my mind about Sun, you will never, ever make me change my mind about Sun. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm living in my truth. And Sun is that girl. Sun is that bitch. And you can't tell him shit. Period.
Yeah, no, based on season 1, I would like to see Sun back. Based on season 4, based on season 1, I would like to see Sun back. Yes.
Okay, but season 4 was such a season.
Like the way Sun left in season 4
Sun was robbed, yes.
Was like honestly like one of the moments of the season.
Well, yeah, we had to fucking make light of something.
Wait, what?
Like that was just a wild episode, Sun's boot there. Like that was wild.
Average telling him straight to his face, yeah, you're going to fire.
Yeah, like when you say, I am giving up immunity to go to fire against you because I need to take you out here. Like that is shocking.
I just still don't see what his game was, but maybe that's a me problem, and you guys are about to be like, yeah, it's a you problem, bitch. So
I get the case against Sun, but I think that there's like enough on the other side to counterbalance that case. Like yes, I fully understand the case against Sun. I'm not saying like you're wrong, I just think like
I mean, I did say Sun gets his ass handed to him sometimes, and that's okay. Because at the end of the day, Sun will
Yeah,
forever
I'm not
be
anti-Sun.
iconic.
Like, I want to see Sun back. I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying. Sun and Malik played the same game to me too, and that's what's making me like, because they played the same game. So if I have to choose Sun or Malik, I'm choosing Malik.
That's crazy. That's wild. I don't even know if I have anything to say to that. That's wild.
I'm not sure which of the two of them should be insulted by you saying that, because one of them definitely should be.
You know, one of them should absolutely be insulted. I don't know who. I don't even know how I feel about Gabriel saying that right now. I don't know.
No.
We can get into a discussion after this about how their games are different, because I honestly saw the same game. But
yeah.
I knew you were going to see post chat after this.
Anyway, up next we have Meredith from season 4. Meredith is also an org legend.
Yeah.
She was on season 4. I don't remember. Did she say anything? Did she do anything?
She said that she was gonna fake cry in VC to make everyone feel bad for her, so they wouldn't vote her out, and then they wouldn't get in VC with her.
Yeah. I remember first meeting Meredith when I played Tall, like real partners, and I had no idea who Meredith was. And so I feel honored now.
So I will say this. I have used Meredith as an example a few times in talking about a certain type of Survivor player and a certain type of casting process. Where Meredith is the sort of person who plays 10 orgs at a time, tryhards in one of the 10, and is an absolute legend in that one, while doing almost nothing in the other 9. And people keep casting her all the time and praising her in their casting meeting, hoping that they will hit that lucky 10% high roll. Because Meredith high roll is like actually very entertaining and very good. Just most of the time that's not what you're going to get. And so it's a matter of like a very high risk, high reward pick, but where the emphasis is more on the risk than on the reward. And if we had a shallower pool of people to choose from, like if we weren't a server anywhere near as large as ours, I completely understand why you'd want to cast Meredith and why it would be exciting to cast Meredith. I would be shocked if Meredith came anywhere close to making this cast. I don't think, unless it is fans of hers from other orgs where she actually chose that as the one out of the 10.
Well, the thing is, whenever she played this org, and what's surprising to me is she had applied to this org every season until she got in, and so I'm just like really shocked because this was not the 1 out of 10 org that she tryharded in. It wasn't.
No, it was not.
I'm sorry. I know like what people say
She
about
try-softed in it.
All right, Elk.
I know what people say, like, oh, she'll try in one of the like 10 or whatever orgs that she's in. But I've seen Meredith play plenty of times, and I've never seen any effort ever. I'm sorry. I've never seen anything impressive.
She's won a bunch.
I got effort I got a bunch of effort when we played Tall together. But that was really fun.
I'm sorry, I've just never seen any effort.
Yeah, I just don't have faith that if she didn't prioritize this her first time around, I don't think she prioritized it her second time around. So, no from me, dog.
Yeah, I've never seen anything impressive. Like, I'm not. And you know what? That's like real. That's real sad, especially considering like all the people that we've talked about before this. We should have maybe did it in a different order because that's crazy. But Yeah, I'm just not
Rufus
impressed.
is raging right now. He's clenching his desk. His fucking his knuckles are turning white. Sorry.
Rufus is slamming the table.
Anyway, anyone else
Like,
have anything else to say about Meredith?
yes.
We've already said more than she did the whole season, so
Oh my
next.
god.
Like, seriously, this whole time I was acting like her. I was doing my best Meredith impression.
What the
Yeah.
heck? Wait, Rufus.
We have
Wait, I know.
Omega
Pink.
from season 3.
That's Omega.
So
I love Omega. I didn't see Omega play, but I just love Omega.
Omega was, in spirit at least, the villain of season 3 for like the in-season narrative. Obviously, in the Spec Lounge, perspectives are different, but Omega was seen as the puppet master of the season. The entirety of the late pre-merge into the early merge was defined by, are you with Omega or are you against Omega? That was the line on which the entire season turned. Who is with Omega, who is against Omega? If Omega doesn't come back, it would be a waste.
Interesting take. Okay.
Wait, how many favorites are on the season?
We officially have not announced that.
No, I mean, oh, wait. Oh,
It's not known how many favorites will be on the season. I'm just saying that, like, if Omega isn't on there, like, it would kind of be a waste. Omega should be on there, just because Omega was the character around which the season turned. Also, like, who doesn't want Blue versus Omega 2.0? Come on, let's be real.
True. That's a fact.
I'm so excited for this season. I want to see all the people from season 3 and like the seasons I didn't get to see play.
So the way I feel about Omega is he had his moments of like entertainment, but like compared to everyone else who's on this ballot, he's definitely not at the top of my list of people who I'd choose. I know Omega can be a good player, but he's also very selective in when he tries. And I don't know if he'd try. He would. It's for money. So he would. But
True.
I don't know. Like he was obviously a big part of the narrative of season 3, but like that wasn't by his doing. That was by other people's doing. Like he didn't really do anything in season 3, to be honest, except for like complain about Blue. So,
And so
yeah,
what?
that's fine. It's just like, do I want to see another season of that? Not really.
Maybe.
So it's a no for me.
I have questions about your opinions. Your opinions are a little bit questionable sometimes, but that's not for this discussion. I just have opinions on your opinions, babe. Not to say they're bad, they're opinions.
Yes, yes, Rufus, literally.
Anyone else have anything else to say about Omega?
I don't, actually.
Up next, we have Looking. Season 5.
Oh my god.
Finally, we get into some season 5 players.
Let me go first. Please.
Have at it.
Oh my god, I literally. Everybody who has ever known me or talked to me knows I had told that I'm banning you from moving. But literally, I will fight for working every day of the week. literally the dog's adorable, just so entertaining, such a fun personality, just so good, just a great, so fun to be around, and just I just I do not. Yes, but yeah, it's just I'm not looking so much. Okay, passes the microphone.
I'm going to be the contrarian here then. I think there's a lot of great season 5 people on this ballot, and unfortunately I think Looking is probably the one who doesn't end up making the cut out of the season 5 people, just because there are so many strong season 5 people on this ballot. And I think that just like we're going to end up with people voting for their couple of favorites from each season. And I think there's other people who were more memorable on that season. And I think that that's ultimately like, I think it would be interesting to see what Looking did with another chance. But I think there were bigger characters on season 5 that Looking has a lot to compete with.
So for me, I was a fan of Looking's playstyle because Looking was a fucking mess and there was no way that Looking was going to win.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's a great
I just love that. And Looking was so delusional that they thought that fucking taking Tara out was the easy move and taking Mino out was the big move. And I personally would love to see that kind of delusion in the game. However, the confessionals, can we talk about what happened?
See, I'd enjoy seeing Looking back. Just from where I'm looking, it looks like Looking is going to get overshadowed a little. That's what I would say.
I was gonna say that sounded like very much oak puns, and I can't tell.
Yes,
No,
we
I just said Looking too many times.
Looking is just a little bit like overshadowed, right? Like it's not that Looking was bad as a player or a character, it's that Looking was overshadowed by other people on their cast. Like it's hard to see Looking when there's too many other people overshadowing them.
Then don't let people overshadow you.
Oh my god.
I'll say yes. I'll say like I want to see Looking back. I want to see Looking back. Yeah. Not a Looking stan, but I want to see Looking back.
How are you not a Looking stan?
I'm not a Looking fan.
Oh wait,
I'm
yeah,
a small
Uni's
fan.
right. Looking
I'm not a
literally
stan.
took a shower during the challenge. Icon behavior. Icon behavior.
Oh my god, I'm looking. Don't
I will
listen
say
to
that if Looking does end up in the season, it gives us lots of opportunities for name puns.
It gives you lots of opportunities to be you.
You and you.
I'm noticing
Let's
some
call
of
it
our
what it is.
loyal listeners are commenting on various things about Looking's name, and I'm beginning to realize like just how imminently punnable Looking's name is.
We all
Unfortunately.
got this again for another season. Not another season out. Please.
One of our spectators is requesting an Emmy award for their contribution to the pun game.
Oh dear God, no. I'm sorry. I will not be awarding anyone for contributing to Elk's bullshit. If you are an enabler of Elk and his puns, then you deserve nothing. I'm sorry. I can't. I cannot do it. I can't. And I won't either. Who's next on our list?
We have Mina.
I'm tempted to pull out the BB Canada right now.
Mina.
Regina, you don't get an award. You bully me.
Who would you say is next,
we have
Gabriel?
Mina from season 6.
Yes, Mina.
Brian has something to say.
Yes. Let me pull up let me pull up Mina's confessional. And Mina's confessional was so good.
No,
Looking would like to speak.
no,
There's a hand I just
no.
noticed.
We'll do that at the end.
No one who is on the ballot is speaking during this show.
Like I love Mina's confessional game. And then like Mina fought so hard. Love this. Yeah, I can't put my thoughts about how much I like Mina as a player into words and as a whole set of friends.
Can I be honest? Okay, this is like, have y'all seen that meme where it's like Flynn Rider with all the knives at his throat? That's about to be
Yes.
me.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Wait, are
Once-
you like
That wouldn't be
going
the
to
first
bring the
time.
negativity?
Yeah,
It wouldn't be the
I don't
first
think
time.
Mina
It's
should have
okay.
won player of the season.
Didn't you wait? Let me see something.
Gabriel, goodbye.
I gave her player of the season because everyone else
Literally.
wanted her to have player of the season.
And
And like, I just like, I like Mina, of course. How do you not like Mina? Again, like a couple of the other players, like Kat and like Dino, you know, I've seen her game. I don't need to see it again. Maybe it's because it's a hero game and it's boring, and like her confessionals where she was just answering the questions. And I don't know. I'm not Mina. I'm not a Mina stan. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not. I just, out of everyone on season 6, Mina's not someone I would have back.
All right, so I'm staging a coup, and I will be taking over Villain Viber. We're going to be getting rid of Gabriel.
yay.
If you would like to be part of the coup, just DM me, and yeah, he'll be gone soon.
Wait,
Because that was just unacceptable.
So I
wait.
would say that Mina is one of the people who made season 6 better, in that Mina was like one of the people who was like always seemingly like in the scrum and like always trying to sort of see like, is this the time to shake things up, things like that. Like I think that Mina had like a role in the season that made it better in a way that I think is worth seeing a second look of. Like, I don't think season 6 is anywhere near as good without Mina, and that's not to say that it was a perfect season or anything. It's a, like, the season quality would drastically have gone down without Mina on it, and so Mina is one of the people I am excited to see back.
Can I say something about the cute soup? Can I see? Oh, oh wait, my phone's messing up. Let me mute.
Um,
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Brain fart, huh?
I don't know. He said that his mic and then he'll mute and then he didn't. But so anyway,
Yeah. So he
we'll
can't
move
talk
on.
right now.
So okay,
Oh.
Brian, you're back. What were you
Yeah,
saying?
I was just saying I'm just really enjoying Mina on this season, and I just can't believe that you would just Mina like that.
Yeah, I told y'all that the knives would be at my throat. Yeah, I knew it, but like, I just, there were so many good villains. Why would I stand a
So Gabriel is hot taking about Mina because he wants to have knives at his throat. Got it.
Sorry, I had to. But, all right. Anything else about Mina?
No, I just have opinions on all of your opinions because time after time your opinion is wrong.
Up next, we have Regan. Why did I say Regan? Okay,
And
I'm so sorry, Regan, if you listen to this, which you won't, but Regan. Regan from season 5. And I'll start because I love Regan. Regan is a doll. We had an interview with Regan that I forgot to save, and so it's gone forever. But Regan is amazing, and Regan totally should be back because Regan, even though Regan was second boot, I think Regan would have won the game, and I stand by that. Well, I don't know, against Jade, maybe not, but Regan would have given Jade a run for her money, and I stand by that statement. I say that shit with my whole chest. Regan was an icon, and they need to come back. They were giving confessionals, they were giving social game, they were giving strategy. Regan is the whole package. And I need more of that injected directly into my bloodstream like heroin.
Okay, now I don't know if I fully agree with you about Regan winning. Like, I feel like you were really pushing it. Like, you really trying it. Like,
I've said that since the beginning of season 5.
But I do agree that Regan is an icon. I'm pretty sure Regan was one of my recruits because I have played with Regan before. I'm fairly certain they work. I've played with Regan before. But no, I do love me some Regan. You know, I feel it. I get the vibes. I get the energy that Gabriel's coming for. I do think that Regan would be more so a second chance type of person and not really a fans versus fave type of person. But that's just like my opinion. Like when I get down to like host casting vibes, which it doesn't even matter because I can't vote, so whatever. But yeah, no, I feel everything else that you said. I think I agree with. It's just like Regan winning. I don't know.
yeah, I think that Regan is one of the candidates for the most robbed player in Villain Viber history. Like, maybe not the number one, but like definitely on that proverbial top 5 list. If we're making a top 5 most robbed player, Regan is definitely on that list. Now, does that equate to fans versus favorites? Does that equate to second chances? Does that equate to all-stars? That's going to be decided by our lovely voters and listeners who are here with us today. That said, I definitely think that it would be interesting to see Regan again, and I think we should see Regan again. I don't know that it has to be this specific season, but I would enjoy seeing Regan come back, and I would enjoy seeing like whether Regan can avenge being robbed.
Y'all are haters.
Y'all really can't.
Y'all are haters.
I just
hater?
caught in my throat for a second. I know how to say Regan.
Who is a hater? We agreed with you.
You don't want to see them on this season. How fucking dare you? Regan is a fan favorite. So screw you guys. Okay, you're wrong. You're wrong.
You're so mad. You're so mad, but Regan just doesn't belong on this season. It's true. I don't make the rules.
So Regan's not likable? Is that what you're trying to say right now?
Nobody ever said that.
That's what I heard.
To be a favorite, I feel like there are certain criteria that you have to meet. And I feel like the criteria that Regan fits More so with the criteria that you have to meet for second chances. And I said what I said, and when I said it, I meant what I said when I said it, and I meant it how I said it, so I said it how I meant it.
Why
Okay?
can't Regan be on both?
No, it's so you never know. Yeah, it's done. Wait, can I say my opinion?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Oh, we well, let me pull out my presentation. We all know that we
Has Court replaced Brian?
we, my first slide. Um, we we all know. Let me get.
Bestie,
Yeah.
are you okay?
Past his bedtime.
Obviously.
We all know Gabriel has.
I don't know what you're saying, Brian.
Boofus said Brian needs an inhaler. Brian, I need you to speak, babe.
We gotta stop making him laugh.
I'm sorry, but
I'm just gonna type it in spec chat. Can you read it, Divine?
okay, I will read it. It's from Spec Chat. Okay. Brian wanted to say, we all know Gabriel has
Okay.
bad takes.
That's okay.
What's to say this
Oh,
one's any
okay,
different?
Brian. Cool. So you're demoted. Okay. Great.
Brian says jokes. I love Regan. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. But just not for this season. So Brian agrees with Oak and I because Brian has a right opinion, unlike some people here. Brian says, "Fight me, Gabriel. I'll beat you," and I agree.
We're already fighting to see who's the Narin Nation fan club owner. So
oh God.
Yeah, I easily would.
Up next is going to be an interesting one in the spectator chat. It's gonna blow shit up. Let me tell you.
I'm scared.
We have
Oh no.
drum roll, please. Tara.
Oh, gross. Boo.
So for the rest of my co-hosts and a lot of other people on the season struggle to say Regan's name. This is me with Tara. I consistently
You be
pronounce
like
Tara's name a
Tara.
different way. Every time I try to say it, I can't never get her name right, and I feel so bad.
It's so funny because
Not
it's
that
such
hard.
a simple name, and Oak's like, "Yeah, where's Tara? We're waiting on Tara." I'm like, "Who the hell is Tara?"
Let me
It's
tell you.
Tara. It's so easy. It's
Let
I
me
don't know
tell
why I struggle with her name so much, but
everybody
I,
silence. Here comes Brian with the coin. Here comes Brian with the best takes on this host team. Toa is not Rob.
Oh.
I
I agree with you, Brian.
High fives. This is the only time you have a good take. Jokes. Jokes.
I don't think that Tara was robbed. I also you going or am I going?
you're gone.
Okay. I was gonna say I don't think that Tara was robbed, but I also don't think that Tara flopped. I think that this is one of those rare occasions where Tara got exactly what she deserved.
Yes.
I don't think she was robbed at all. I think that it was absolutely correct for Tara to go, and she
Well,
did.
she didn't go. She got second.
Well, not. You know what I mean.
Executed.
You know what I'm saying.
R.I.P.
Like,
Oh,
Fly
wait,
High,
no, this-
you know, like.
I think that I don't think that Tara was. I don't think either of the things. Like, I think that it was just that's what should have happened. I don't like Tara didn't flop in doing what she did. Tara ate, but Tara was not robbed either.
I feel like
Tara, and for the VO, I'm sorry, hold on. Tara's not getting hate. I just said Tara ate. So let's move along. But Tara was just not, robbed.
So what I would say about Tara is that I think Tara is in one of those spots, like certain players on the show Survivor, who I will give you a moment to like temporarily stop listening if you don't want to be spoiled for a somewhat old season. And the season I'm talking about is Token Teens, where
Ooh,
you
I know what
have
you're
a
about to say.
player who is in every position to win the game as long as one particular person doesn't win final immunity. And then that one person who can't win final immunity wins final immunity, and as a result,
Yeah.
Tara loses. I
Yeah.
think that Tara was absolutely like in position to win, was like I would even go as far as to say favored, because like you'd rather be the person who needs one person to not win than needs one person to win. Like then needs to win, and just like came so close and didn't get it. And I think that it's not that Tara did anything inherently wrong. Like Tara was one challenge away, even one challenge away from like someone else winning that challenge, from winning the season, and like fell at the last hurdle. And I
Yeah.
think that is like a very respectable, very strong game, was one of the most popular players we've ever had, electrified our spec lounge like very few others ever have. I think that if there are a handful of obvious choices to return, I think that Tara is probably one of the most obvious return choices on our ballot.
Yeah, I think we all agree on that. I just
Well,
think,
no, I'm
yeah,
kidding.
in
I'm
the
kidding.
situation like
I'm kidding.
okay. I have to say, Gabriel, I'm about to block you, bro. But yeah, I think that like the way you're saying it is exactly what it is, and I don't think that makes somebody robbed as bad as some of these viewers cough cough hint hint want Tara to be robbed. Sorry, but no. Tara
wait, let
ate.
me check Bob versus flopped.
Huh?
No, let me check Bob versus flopped. Jay,
I
will
mean,
Tara
in the
Tara's not being
situation
robbed or
of we're
flopped because I
keeping
don't put
it on.
finalists in that game.
Tara
But
is
if we're
really
thinking
Bob
about
versus
it
flopped.
in the spectrum of just robbed versus flopped, I'm pretty sure that everybody would have said robbed. But when we're actually looking at it on the non-black and white scale, which is what it actually is on, like realistically, then Tara was not robbed, nor did Tara flop. She lies somewhere I guess you would call that in the middle. Where shit just had to happen
And
how it
tends to
happened.
scale into a third dimension. Like there just
Right.
is no continuum.
Yeah, she just got unlucky like at the last minute, but it's not a robbed thing. Like somebody had to win that challenge. Somebody. It's exactly what the fuck Elk said. Like it wasn't robbed. I don't call that shit robbed though. Like I would call it robbed if like Tara was up next to a goat and the goat won.
Yeah.
Then Tara would be robbed for sure. But in a situation, no. But I would absolutely love to see Tara on another season.
Yeah.
For
Absolutely,
sure.
no doubt about that. There's no question in anybody's mind. I feel.
Let me jump in before y'all keep talking about her. So, Tara, my one critique of Tara, I gotta throw in a critique, is that in our postseason interview, Tara revealed that she should have been the villain of the season. And I didn't see enough of that in confessionals, in gameplay. And I think Tara, knowing her personally, she could be a good fucking villain. I'm not saying mean, I just mean that she's cutthroat enough to be a villain. And so I would love to like see her return and like put on that. Well, I don't want her to like be something that she's not, but like, you know, like play up that villain persona a little bit more, like she's claimed that she was, because I just didn't see it like she said that she was. So that's my critique. But with that being said, she was targeted in the beginning of the game for being too much of a threat because she was social, which is stupid because the young people were dumb. And she managed to get that threat off of her. Like, that's incredible. Hello? Like, hello is my new thing. That's like my buzzword. But like, she managed to get that threat off of her, where this is what Jade did not. Jade's threat level only climbed. Tara's declined. So that is definitely a good game. We've already talked about where Tara went wrong, so I'm not even going to get into that. But yeah, that is definitely a plus in Tara's game. And so that shows that she's a great game player too. She just made that one fuck up, the F7 tribal. And so I think that she has the game and the personality to be incredible on a returnee season. And obviously she is a legend in the Villain Viber community. Like just from being around so much, and she's a Villain Viber icon. Like, so it would not make sense to not have her on Faves versus Faves. Yeah.
Facts. So stop yelling at us in the VO, okay? Stop it.
They're yelling at us in the VL now.
They were yelling before when we said we said Tara wasn't robbed. They said Tara was robbed. Tara was robbed. Like, oh my gosh, okay. Calm down, guys. It's not
Everyone's
a
allowed
bad
opinion, whether they're wrong or not.
We're getting into the end game, guys. We're getting into the end game, by the way.
Oh my god, thank god. I can actually sleep.
Yeah, you
Babe,
can
you
like
should go to bed
if you
anyway.
want.
Let the
No,
adults handle this, okay?
no, I'm sticking it to the end.
What an excellent demonstration of the theme of Tara's season.
There's 12 people.
Yeah, so we'll meet on at like 2:30 a.m. Cool, I can do that.
Okay, so up next we have Jack, who was the first boot of season 5.
Can I talk Team Walkies?
There is arguably no one in this community who deserves a second chance more than Jack. The only
Yes.
question is whether that will be in second chances or in fans versus favorites. That's really the question. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when, it's a question of what theme. I would love to see Jack get the chance to like play a game where like a literal memorial on day one of the game doesn't change his season irrevocably. And I think that Jack would be a really great person to have on this cast, or failing this cast to be on like the second chances season whenever that is. And
Yeah.
so I think that that is really just a question of like, where is the right place to see Jack again? Because there is one. It's a question of where that is. And I could very easily see it being this season. I could very easily see it being a different season. It's really just like 6 of one, half dozen the other.
I just don't know. Because if we don't see Jack again on a season, I will riot.
Oh, we're going to see Jack again. Like
Yeah.
if we were putting a second chances cast together today, like Jack would almost certainly get like universally on the Dreamcast board. Like, I'm just gonna be fully transparent. There's like no way, if this were second chances and if the hosts were deciding it, like Jack would absolutely be one of the first names added to the cast. There's no chance otherwise.
Y'all know how I feel about Jack. Wait, let me see where I put him on the character rankings. Y'all can talk while I look
Here we
at that.
go. Here goes Gabriel. Y'all ready for
know
this?
that I ride for my faves.
Here we go. Y'all ready for this? I'm not even gonna say nothing. I'm gonna let Gabriel say it all. Really.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just let Gabriel speak. Once he's ready, he take his time.
Jack.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say a word.
Jack was ninth. Jack was fucking ninth on character rankings. Hello. Okay. This is another controversial pick, I know, but in his short time, Jack really gave a lot. He proved that he wanted to be here, which is more than I can say about some of the other players. He was willing to stay up all night just to find an idol that we told him was not there, and boy, was he entertaining while he did it. Somehow, he was convinced that we had hid the idol in a different server, and the server he thought it was in was an 18-plus anime princess, big titty, uwu, kitten girlfriend roleplay server. Aside from that hilarious encounter, he went balls to the walls in his attempt to stay. Always super fun to watch as a spectator. Jack, like, I just, oh my God, what do I say? Jack is
Jack legitimately did go look in that server. It was a long, complicated story where there was like a bot in our server that had a link to that server. I don't remember the entire story anymore, but there was a path of hypothetical clues that Jack was following that led him there in a very bizarre turn of events. It was completely wild, and honestly, as wild as it sounds in our retelling, we are retelling it at like 1/7 of how wild it actually was.
Right. So like, Jack just like, and he wanted to play so bad, and every time I tell the story of him getting voted out, I feel bad because of how personal the personal event was. So I'm going to try to stop talking about it because it's like, it was a very personal thing. So like, just the reason that he went out is like fucked up. And the adults are wrong for that shit. And not like, I mean, don't like come at them, but like, you know, it could have been, the optics were not great. And Jack should come back, and he's like a staple in the Villain Bible community. You know, it's Jack, it's your buddy Jack, like Jack who needs a girlfriend, like,
Also, Jack missing the majority of the alliance perfectly was insane.
Wild. That was absolutely wild. I just bring Jack back. He's a catch and a half. He's a dime piece.
You're so obsessed.
I could stare into those beautiful eyes all day long. Where's
my God!
What's the name of his? He has a few emojis. I know there's that one, and then what's the scary one called?
Wait, is it white woman drum skill?
No.
I think. Wait, let me see. No. Oh wait, that was the other one.
Brian, I really need you to go to bed. Like, it's so funny. Can you, like, what do you just, I blinked out for a second. I come back and you just giggling your ass off. Oh my god. You kill me. Trinity killed me. Oh my god. Brian! What is happening?
I am snorting. I am giggling.
Oh my god.
Anyone else have anything else to say about Jack?
I
Nope, we're good. Who's
I think
next?
we've all said our thoughts on Jack.
All right. Let me see who is next. I may have skipped some people. I think it's more than 12. Not by a lot, but by some.
What?
You're gonna have to do a part 2 tomorrow.
Let me see how many people I skipped. So hang on. Let me just do math real quick.
I can think of a few who haven't been mentioned yet.
Yeah, hang
but
on. I can do this real quick. It's quick math.
You're not good at math, so are you sure it'll be quick?
Yeah.
I didn't even say it.
Elk, is it on the
No,
ballot?
I said it. Yeah.
Because Elk is on the hosting team. I saw that.
Okay, so with I only
No,
skipped 3 people.
Okay.
I
So no.
still think we should do a part 2.
I don't think it would be worth it to do a part 2 with only 9 people.
No, it's not
15
just
people
3 people.
total.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I think we should definitely do a part 2 because this has been going on for I think like 3 hours now.
Let me see.
So I think that we should do a part 2, and I think that when you post this on the you should split it into parts if you can.
Yeah.
Because this is very long.
Mm-hmm.
And so we know that some of our most popular players still haven't come up yet. So it'll be very interesting to see, like, yeah, I feel like there's some people who we really need to have a conversation about who haven't come up yet. So
yeah,
because isn't Tola doing Among Us? I mean Tola Vival after this? Is it like yes, dude?
I'm not going to let that interfere with the podcast schedule one way or another. The show must go on.
Yeah, but yeah, that wouldn't mess up the schedule. So we have to chill. I don't know anymore.
I mean, we can do an unscheduled part 2. I don't think that matters.
We literally did an unscheduled podcast last week. So
yeah,
do Tola Vival.
So we'll do the remaining 15 tomorrow.
Yeah,
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we do it only on the go?
Okay, so this is the end of part 1. I've been Gabriel.
This is Elk. This is Brian, who's been here since the beginning. Who is a 14-year-old who is right here supposed to be asleep when it is 2:07 a.m.
I really need you to go to bed. That was Brian, and this is Divine.
Good night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Discussion of your favorite